Hey everybody, and welcome to the D&D podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Wizard. The class the Wizards of the Coast are named for, and one of the most popular classes that there are. Likely, if you've heard of the Wizard, you already have. If you have any general information of what a Wizard is, you pretty much got the concept of what this is too. You cast spells, you learned how to do it, you studied real hard, you got good grades at wizard school, and now you're really good at casting spells. Though it does get a little more complicated than that. For example, you do have a spell book that you need to hold on to. Otherwise, you're out of luck. But overall, let's break down the class a little bit more. You don't really get any abilities, at all. I mean, at level 1, you get spell casting. I wouldn't even call that an ability. I would call that a class standard. And then after that, you don't really get anything until level 18. I mean, sure, you get your subclass, and which the subclasses for the wizard, they've always confused me just a little bit, though not very much. There's a subclass for every kind of spell. There's evocation, there's illusion, there's conjuration, there's necromancy. And basically it gives you a little bit of buffs if you're going to use that type of spell. Wizards, they do have the lowest amount of hit points, with only a 1d6 hit die, and they are by far the most fragile class. But they can also be the most glass cannon class by hucking fireballs at 9th level at your face. They can be, again, like a lot of classes, it's really how you build them. Though I have never seen a bad wizard build, even when people were just picking spells at random, because every spell has a use. With the exception of True Strike, any spell can be very useful. I do have a bone to pick with True Strike, yes. I thought it just gave you advantage and you could use that, but no, you don't get advantage that turn, you get advantage on the next turn, but you could just attack twice instead. But that's a bone to pick on another day. So, with the wizard, you get magic. In magic, you have spell slots. I don't think I ever went over how magic really works in the game, so I'll try to simplify it here. So, you have cantrips, and then you have first level, second level, third, all the way through 9 level spells. As you level up, you start with only cantrips and first level spells. Cantrips are a lot like 0 level spells, and you have unlimited use of cantrips. Then you have the first level, and you start with 2 spell slots. You can know as many spells as is in your book, but you can only cast first level spells twice per day. It can be any first level spell you know, but you only have the ability to cast twice per day. And then as you level up, you gain more, so then you can cast 3 times per day, but you always have an unlimited cast of cantrips. I hope that gave you a somewhat explanation. If not, don't worry. When I started using magic, I didn't understand it until experience. Really, experience is the best teacher when it comes to using magic and learning how it works, because it does look very complicated, very complex. There's so many numbers everywhere. But then it's just, after you realize, oh, it's just subtraction by 1, then it becomes so much easier. Anyway, like I said, the wizard, it's all about magic. You have the biggest variety of spells that you can learn. And there's really not much besides that to the wizard. It's a very good class though overall, because of the spells you have access to. The subclasses, they can change up the way you play a little bit. but overall it's not going to change everything. It'll just give you a few buffs here and there. But I do recommend this class. I definitely do. It is very fun. I really, a lot of the final bosses I make are just a wizard class character at higher level. And they're really fun to use. They're really fun to play as. They're, like I said, the only downside to playing a wizard is that they can't really take a lot of damage, but they can definitely deal it. Oh, can they deal it? But yeah, they go down pretty easily. That's why the wizard normally sticks at the back of the party, and then they huck fireballs like a catapult. Overall, it's a solid class. It scales well overall because you start with not much magic, and then as it goes on, you get more and more magic, and eventually you get 9th level spells, and you can cast Wish and bend reality to your will, assuming the DM allows it. Yeah, Wish can be the most. I'll need to make a video about the Wish spell because making a wish is a lot more complicated than it actually should be, at least in D&D. So, but besides that, you have more spells than any other class. You know, so many cantrips, so many first, 2nd through 9th level spells. That's really the big appeal to the class. And overall, there's not much else to it, but there really doesn't have to be, if that makes sense. It's very simple, but that's what makes it so good, because the only thing you really have to worry about are your spells. And that's all I really have to say about the wizard. If you've liked this video, give me a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything else I can be doing on this channel. Just let me know if there's anything else you would like me to talk about. Hope you all have a good day, and until next time, roll well.